Hi, I'm Terry Murphy with Realty Times, Women in Business, Women in Real Estate, and in the men's room with Murph, with one of my favorite authors and people and BFFs ever, Bob Burg. We've been friends for a million years, right? I mean, really a million years.
And yet somehow you're still 29.
Listen, thank God for some of the stuff that's out there today. The good news is that Bob continues to give, and for him to write a mega seller like the Go Giver series and to do online training and online giving people access to understanding the Go Giver premise has been really nothing short of exceptional. And we are here today. We talked about the premise of the book with you, Bob. We talked about how it happened in your own life. And then when you met up with John David Mann, and that story became a real story. And it talks about the value it talks about the success values. It talks about compensation. It talked about influence. And now I think this is a really important one today. It's critical, and it's the law of authenticity. Tell us what this chapter shares with us.
Sure. Well, in this one, the mentor in this part was Deborah Davenport, who was a realtor, who was a very, very successful realtor whom everyone just loved. In fact, like many of the characters, she was based partly on certain people that the authors knew, and she was based on our own Terry Murphy. And she couldn't have been based on a better person to teach these lessons. And
You're so sweet.
And what she first, you know, the law of authenticity says the most valuable gift you have to offer is yourself. And what she shared was this: all the skills in the world, the sales skills, technical skills, people skills, as important as they are, and indeed they are very, very important, they're also all for naught if you don't come at it from your true, authentic core. When you do, though, when you show up as yourself, day after day, week after week, month after month, people feel good about you. They feel safe with you. They know who they're getting, right? It's the same person consistently every time. They begin to know you. They like you. They love you. They trust you. They want to be in relationship with you. And they're much more likely to want to tell the world about you. So being authentic is not just a great life strategy, it's a great business strategy, which begs the question, why then do some people not show up authentically, but rather as a, I guess the correct Latin term would be phonus balonus, not themselves. And we might think, well, it's because they're dishonest or they're deceitful. No, I mean, it's a big world. There's lots of people in it. We have to be wary of that. But no, I think 99.9% of the time, Murph, when someone shows up inauthentically, it's only because they don't have the confidence to show up as themselves. And hey, it's difficult to show up authentically when you don't feel you're worthy of showing up that way. So it's very important for people to understand that there's really two types of value, really. There's intrinsic value, which just on the basis of being a human being, you bring value to the table. But there's also market value. And I define market value as that combination of strengths, traits, talents, and characteristics that allow a person to add value to others in such a way that they will be financially rewarded. Everyone has those assets of value, okay? Those strengths that make them special. It can be difficult, though, to really embrace them. Why? Because we're human beings and we're so emotionally involved with ourselves, we don't necessarily see where what we have or what we know or what we do is special. And when that happens, and when we don't see ourselves as having that kind of value, that's when we undercut our prices, and we're too easy to negotiate down, and we and so forth. So it's really important that we come to understand our strengths. We need to know our weaknesses too, and we need to know those weaknesses we can ignore, those we must mitigate, and those we actually have to turn into strengths. But we want to lead with our strengths. So to do that, my suggestion is always find someone who you trust, who can work with you on helping you to really understand those strengths. They must care about you, but not be so emotionally involved with you that they can't really see it. But once you really make that effort to understand your strengths, then you can lead with those strengths. And that's when you're leading authentically.
Beautifully stated. Well, Bob, we've got one more value left in our Go Giver series. I want people to know where to go if they want to buy the book or learn about the online training that you've got available.
The best place is Burg, BURG.com, and they can scroll down to where it has the books, click on it, and they can read chapter 1 to see if they like it. Then they can always click through to Amazon if they would like.
Well, I hope you'll join us for this last segment. I'm Terry Murphy with Bob Burg in the Men's Room with Murph. We'll be right back.